Howdy guys, so this video is part of a series where I'm designing and building a tennis ball launcher, so make sure to subscribe to follow along. In this video, I'm going to be building the projectile, which is a tennis ball dart. First things first, I had to model the projectile in CAD, and the shell I have right here might seem really counterintuitive at first because it has this giant cup to capture the air. Normally you want the projectile to be as aerodynamic as possible, but this shell works on a slightly different principle. The main idea is that larger shells have a larger surface area at the back for propellant gas to push it forward. This type of shell casing allows for a larger surface area at the back when it's being fired, but once the shell exits the barrel, that cup captures the air, ripping it off of the casing from the dart, which keeps it going, but with the power of a larger shell. Okay, now that's out of the way, let's get to the printing. So once I finished 3D modeling the parts, I went to print, and tennis ball cup worked perfectly first try, that was all good. But the CO2 cartridge slot was way too small. Oh my god. It's not going any further. I'm gonna have to grab. Oh my god. Oh shoot, sorry camera. After sanding it down, it still didn't fit, so I decided to print these 5 rings, and then they're each 0.2 millimeters larger than the last. I test fitted the CO2 cartridge, found the right size, reprinted it, and then that solved the problem. Next, I started to print the shell casing, and the back half printed just fine. There's no problems whatsoever, but of course the front wanted to be different, and 2 times in a row, the cup failed, and I was so confused. I was like, why does it keep failing at this exact spot? But it was because when the extruder was printing towards the top of the part, it had more leverage, and because the part had very little surface area at the bottom, it just ripped it off. After, I just added a layer on the bottom for adhesion, and it printed no problem. So next thing was to assemble all this. So then you just take this, oh god, it's going everywhere. Just put a little bit of that there, and put the lip back on, and then take this one, that smells awful. Okay, equal parts. Might have to add more white. Yeah. More what it should look like. Then we take some of this. I don't know if that's enough. Too much. 6 minutes is what I got. While whoever made this, engineered a great adhesive, the smell was atrocious. I actually don't even know how to describe it. It was so bad. I'll admit, this next part was a little bit jank. Okay, you gotta hear me out. I wanted to do this quick, so I was like, I got Gorilla Tape. That should work. No. I don't know what I was thinking. No, that's an awful idea. Sure, it works well for holding it together, but absolutely awful because it's extraordinarily rubbery texture on the outside. It means it's just gonna get stuck in the walls of the PVC pipe. So a few minutes ago, I was like, oh, not like that. I was like, oh, I should probably go ahead and check to make sure this is the right size, right diameter, so it'll fit the barrel. After I've printed everything, put in all that work, And it's supposed to be less than 4 inches. I don't know if you're literate, but that's more than 4 inches. Yeah, it was a truly sad day because I had multiple CAD files, and some of them were older. Accidentally selected one of the old ones, and was printing from that this entire time. Shh, it's okay. It's okay. Everything's gonna be okay. everything's gonna be okay. It's okay. So once I took care of that shell, I just 3D printed everything over again with the correct CAD file. I JB welded the dart just like last time, but instead of using Gorilla Tape, this time I opted for these 3D printed support pieces I had made earlier. And this is because if I added tape on the outside, I was worried that it would be too tight of a fit for the shell to be able to go all the way and not have friction. I still ended up having to sand and file for like 10 minutes straight on the sides before it would go somewhat smoothly. I still probably have to sand it a little bit more, but I'm at a point, I'm happy, I'm done. This is what the final shell looks like, and that's pretty much it for this video. But next video, I'm going to be making the firing mechanism, which will be super fun. It does have a lot of complicated parts that I have to machine, and I think I still need a few parts and stuff. But if you want to learn how to use CAD just like me, you can click the link in the description to check out my CAD tutorials that I have on my website, or you can click on the end card for a YouTube tutorial. Bye.